Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from
Tom Chantry.
an inmate at Yavapai County Sheriff's Office. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept charges, press 1. To refuse charge, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hi, sweetie.
Hey.
How are you?
So,
And I realize I'm saying that, and it's hard for them. I realize that, but the command of God to not forsake the assembling together.
yeah,
And that means even when it's hard.
right.
And I think that they would be blessed if they would just go.
Yeah, I think so too. I tend to think so too. But, well, who knows?
I think they're not particularly happy with me right now, Tom, because I told them about my conversation with Dale and about how well it went. And I told him that he did what I hoped he would, but kind of was not expecting him to do. He gave me a full apology and completely walked back everything that he said. And I know I started telling you about this yesterday, but he was 100% unaware of the turmoil with John. And 1 week that he visited John, everything seemed fine. And the next week, it was like a nuclear bomb went off. And it took him by surprise, and it seemed like it was just all of a sudden. And then he came home, and it looked like the same thing was happening here. And he panicked. Is pretty much what he told me. He was scared. And you know how people are when they're scared, they are not thinking right. And he was too strong in the things that he said. And when I confronted him on them, he thought about it and he said, you know what, she's right. I was too strong and that wasn't right. And he apologized and explained himself to me and walked it all back, all of it. And we had a real good conversation about it. We talked for over an hour. And I told them that I was satisfied and that I'm still not happy with Dale over the stuff with Dabney, obviously, but I was never going to leave over that. And now my reason for leaving is gone because my problems with Dale have been resolved. And I'm still kind of on edge. And yet I told them, well, you know, if you're able to be out and with us, we're going to go to church together, and it's not going to be there. So I don't want to drop my relationship with the other church. But I also don't think now that I gave Dale a chance to I gave Dale a chance to answer me, and he answered just as well as I ever would have wanted him to. I feel like I can't just walk away from that church. And so I said, I'm going to do a little bit of a split in what we do with church, but I am going to be going back to that church, and I'm not just entirely leaving.
Okay. Okay. What are your plans this weekend?
My plans this weekend are a little complicated. I'm doing early worship service and Sunday school at Joyce's church. And then I'm going to the regular worship service at Grace. And I'm only doing that this weekend. This is the only weekend I'm doing that.
Karen?
Uh-huh.
I most strenuously object to that plan.
Okay.
Most strenuously. I don't want my children under his ministry, period. I don't. I've listened to everything that you say. I understand the relationship that's there. I do not want my kids under his ministry again. And I've thought a lot about what Dale did all the things he's done this year. And I'm telling you my opinion, and I don't think this is just emotion, and I don't think it's personal. My opinion is that if that man had any grasp of even one of maybe 3 or 4 different things that he's done, if he had any grasp of it at all, and he were truly repentant, he would resign before Sunday, and it'd be the end. And I have never been more convinced in my life that someone is thoroughly, completely, utterly unqualified for ministry. That's what I believe. I'm glad that he saw the error in the things that he said to you, and I'm glad that he asked your forgiveness for it, and I'm glad that you're able to forgive him. But that doesn't qualify him as a pastor, and I do not want my children there. He is thoroughly unqualified. There is still a crisis that is ongoing, and I believe it is not safe. It's just not safe. It's not safe for us to be in a Reformed Baptist church, particularly one that is pastored by a man who is so thoroughly unqualified to lead anything. And that is my strongly held opinion. I don't want the kids going back there. I know I'm in here, and you've got to make decisions about what you're doing. I do not want the kids going back to that church.
And your opinion does matter to me, but you have not satisfied my conscience on it.
You have 1 minute left.
I think maybe you need to write to me and explain to me, because I don't see what you're saying at all about Dale.
I'll do that. I will do that. Will you please keep the kids away from there this Sunday until you can read what I write?
I'm not going to make that promise right now. I do promise to think about it overnight, Tom. I do promise to do that.
Okay. I understand you've got to make decisions, but I'm still their father. And I am very strongly of one opinion on this.
I understand that you are.
All right. Do you want me to call back so that this is not the end of our conversation?
I think maybe so.
Okay. All right. Well, let's hang up, and I'll call right back.
Okay.